Hello everyone, it's Ryan here, back for a very special video. Today we are going to be talking about my favorite series of all time, or specifically a video that I have been wanting to make for you guys for almost a year and a half now. Can you guess what it is? Well, I'm sure by by the title of the video, but before I do reveal what we're going to be talking about today, I have a few things I want to say first. So if you're a subscriber of my channel for a long time or know me well, you probably know that what is my favorite series of all time are these right here. Yep, these are my favorite series of all time. The Walt Disney Treasures series. Yep, yeah, I just cannot even begin to describe how much I absolutely love this series and how I truly do think that this is the series more than anything else in my life that molded me into the person that I am today. And today, 20 years ago today, December 4th, 2001, the series officially began with these four sets right here. So yep, these were the four sets that made up Wave 1. We have Disneyland USA, Mickey Mouse Living Color, Silly Symphonies, and Davy Crockett. So I guess I'll share with you what some of my earliest memories of the Walt Disney Treasures and basically how I got into them are, since I have been an enormous fan of this series since before I was even 7 years old in 2004. So the first set that I ever got was this one right here, Mickey Mouse Living Color Volume 2. I remember finding this set at a Costco. The reason why I went to Costco is not actually to get this set. I remember back when I was 6 at the time, I was wondering if there was a DVD of all the black and white Mickey shorts. That's the only one they had really seen, was just Steamboat Willie on the 1998 VHS, The Spirit of Mickey. One of my earliest memories of seeing the classic Disney shorts. As sadly, Walt Disney went off Disney Channel in September 2002, the same month of my 5th birthday, and even then they were only showing Walt Disney really early in the morning, so unfortunately I didn't get to see it. I really wish I had, though, as they aired some really amazing stuff that thankfully my friend, who some of you probably know here on YouTube as CDCB2, who I have actually met in person. I've gotten to see a bit of what it was like, and man, do I wish I had hours and hours of recording of Walt Disney footage. But not to get off topic, as this video is on a series that I thankfully did get to see as a kid. So anyway, I found out that there was a DVD of the black and white Mickey shorts did exist, and that it was on a set called Walt Disney Treasures Mickey Mouse in Black and White, Volume 1, which I have with me right here. Yep, but those of you who probably collect these know that they've made a set. So I remember going to Costco to look for that DVD, but since it was in 2004 when I was looking for it, they didn't have any copies of any of they didn't have any more copies left. As any collector of the Walt Disney Treasure would know, that the series was limited, that all these sets were limited numbered, with Wave 2, which is what this DVD was part of, being limited to 125,000, so they didn't have any copies of it. But they did have what was the newest wave at the time, which was Wave 3. So I got this set, Mickey Mouse Living Color Volume 2, on that day, and I came home and basically watched it. I basically binge watched the first disc, and the rest is pretty much history. I came home and, I watched the entire first disc, and there are some shorts I were familiar with, but other shorts I hadn't seen before, and basically I was just instantly hooked on the series. Then I remember for my 7th birthday in 2004, in September, which was probably just a few months after I got this set right here. But for my birthday that year, I got the Chronological Dawn Volume 4, then this box set right here, which is the Ultimate Disney Treasures chest. So this contains the first 2 waves of Walt Disney Treasures, which I had. This is what I was showing you guys. So it has these sets right here, which I showed you, and also it has these sets, the complete Goofy and behind the scenes of the Walt Disney Studios. Yep, this makes up the first 2 waves and first 7 volumes of Walt Disney Treasure. So here's what it looked like inside the box. Just give me a minute. So yeah, there it is inside the box. So this is basically the first 2 waves, except for the tins and the lithograph sets. So this is how I caught up with the series at the time, was getting this box set, as all these were out of print at the time when I got into the Walt Disney Treasures in 2004. But yeah, this box set is very cool, and I definitely feel very lucky to have this in my collection. And then for Christmas 2004, I remember getting all 3 of the sets in Wave 4, and then from every Christmas from 2004 all the way up into 2008, I got pretty much every new set they released for Christmas. And yeah, I absolutely love this series. I watch the Walt Disney Treasures all the time in my free time, and I truly do think that this series is what really got me into Disney history. Since, like, of course, before I started watching the Walt Disney Treasures, I've been a Disney fan my whole life. I really do think that like these are what made me get like really appreciate the history of Disney. So I'm just very, very thankful for that. I really do love these sets, and I love that these got me to see every Disney short from 1929 to 1962. I love the interviews and bonus features that Leonard Maltin did, and I got to know more about Walt Disney, the Mouseketeers, and the Mouseketeers are watching the Disneyland Anthology series and the Mickey Mouse Club sets. The Walt Disney Treasures just left a bigger impact of who I am today than anything else. I just owe it all to Leonard Maltin and his incredible work of pitching the series to Dick Cook, who was a Disney chairman at the time, and getting them to do it. I'll be forever thankful that we got 30 volumes, 68 discs, and enough content that you could watch, that you could go over 180 hours, not see everything. These sets just brought me so much amazing memories. It brought me so much happiness for over the 17 years they've been in my life, and I probably don't even want to know how rich I would be if I had $1 for every time I spent watching a Walt Disney Treasures disc throughout my life. I'm forever thankful I had the extreme honor of meeting Leonard Maltin back in November 2019, which I think was perfect timing too, as it was just about 4 months before the pandemic began, which, it still hasn't really come to an end yet, almost 2 years later. And then I finally got to thank him for not just making this amazing series, but for getting me into other things as well. Once I got to know him thanks to this series, I became a fan of his other works. He's just a really amazing man, one of my favorite people in the entire world, in addition to being my favorite celebrity in the entire world. I'm so thankful that I become friends with him and his daughter Jessie, and how much I get to interact with them on social media, and I really do hope that I'll get to see them in person again one day. I'm sure they will, just once the pandemic starts cooling off. I just surprised sometime later in this decade, whenever the pandemic slows down, things get back normal, events can start opening up again. So yeah, that's pretty much my history with the Walt Disney Treasures that I've absolutely adored them, and it's been my favorite series of all time for over 2/3 of my life now. Like I said, since I was 7 years old, these have been my favorite series in the whole world, and they still are 17 years later. And well, today is the 20th anniversary of the Walt Disney Treasures Day Wave 1, which I showed you at the beginning of the video, consisting of Disneyland USA, Mickey Mouse Living Color, Silly Symphonies, Davy Crockett, and Davy Crockett was released 20 years ago today on December 4, 2001. And the series was released to honor what would have been Walt Disney's 100th birthday, which would have been the following day, December 5th, 2001. So to honor the 20th anniversary of my favorite series of all time, I'm going to be showing you guys what, in my opinion, is undoubtedly the single greatest thing that anyone could ever own, and that is none other than the Walt Disney Treasures Premium Collection. Yep, I own this. I am one of 3,000 or less people in the entire world that own this set. So let me explain what this is. So basically, this is a near complete series of the Walt Disney Treasures. This is a 54 disc set, and it contains 27 of the 30 Walt Disney Treasure sets that were released. The 3 that you do not get in this set are the Legendary Heroes, Elphaba and the Swamp Fox set, and Zorro the Complete First Season, and Zorro the Complete Second Season. I can understand why the 2 Zorro sets were included, as the set was released in September 2009. I believe it was unveiled at the very first D23 Expo, which you can see right here. This was meant for, it was an exclusive membership for the D23 Club, which I was a member of back in 2009, but I didn't get this since, well, you'll find out pretty soon why. But yeah, so this includes every set except for 3, which was the Elphaba and Swamp Fox sets, and both of the Zorro sets, which the Zorro sets weren't included because they were released a few months later, November 2009, which was very, very, very sadly the last of this amazing series. Unfortunately, I just wish so much the series was still going to today. I really do hope that someday Leonard Maltin can finally continue it, which reminds me that Leonard Maltin just published a new book a few months ago. This really amazing book called Starstruck right here. It's just a really fantastic book, and what's something that a lot of you would probably want to know is that in this book he wrote a chapter on the Walt Disney Treasures. Here, let me see if I can find the index for you. So, oh yeah, that's what reminds me. I ordered this from a store called Larry Edmond's Bookstore, which I got him to sign this for me, which is just fantastic since he's my favorite celebrity. So, yep, it is chapter. Okay, so here's the contents right here. So, which chapter? Hold on, give me just a second. I can find out what chapter it is for you. Okay, right here. Diving for Disney Treasures, chapter 22. Yep, page 169. So yeah, he wrote a very, very, very nice chapter in this amazing book. This book is just so incredible. I love it. It for way more just Walt Disney Treasure, since I'm just so glad that this series got me to know who Leonard Maltin is. That now I'm just a big, big, big fan of him, and I'll always be a big fan of him. I'm just so blessed I'm friends with him and his daughter Jessie, and I really do hope that I get to see them again someday. But yeah, this book right here is just, I really love learning some new facts that even I didn't know about the series in this book. And, like I said, Leonard Maltin is my favorite celebrity in the world, so this book was just an amazing read. But anyway, in this book, he confirms that Dick Cook was who he met for breakfast back in, basically he had a breakfast meeting with him back in either 2000 or 2001, and he pitched the idea of the Walt Disney Treasures to him, and Dick Cook loved the idea, and he said, let's do it. He said it was like the shortest, Leonard Maltin said it was like the shortest breakfast meeting he ever had. And, he loved the series and he kept it going, but then sadly, about a decade later, in late 2009, Bob Iger forces Dick Cook to leave for no real reason at all. And the last of this amazing series comes out in late 2009. So, yeah, well, in my opinion, Bob Iger definitely made a lot of bad, greedy corporate decisions when he was Disney CEO. I certainly think that forcing Dick Cook to leave was one of his absolute worst choices, and I wonder almost every day what the series would have been going forward had he stayed, since I also have to consider the final wave, which was the two Zorro sets, only consisted of 30,000 copies each, and also, Roy Disney sadly passed away the following month in December 2009, but anyway, I'll just be forever thankful that we did get this series and that Dick Cook said yes to it, and, we got $30, 30 volumes, 68 discs, and, like I mentioned, over 180 hours of content, which is definitely nothing to be disappointed with. I'm so glad that at least Dick Cook did say yes to this. He could have very well said no, but nope, he said, yes, let's do it, and we got this amazing, amazing, amazing series. So yeah, so what I have, so like I said, what this set of space is a near complete series of Walt Disney Treasures, and as for how I got this, I won this in an auction on eBay back in July 2020. So yeah, I've had this for almost a year and a half. I wanted to say this until now, since I wanted to honor such a milestone anniversary of my favorite series of all time. Like I said, the 20th anniversary is today, and a lot of you probably won't believe how much I got this for. $700. Yes, I'll repeat that. $700. You guys are probably thinking, how did he get this for so low? Well, it was an auction, and I found it there, and I bid on it, and I thankfully won it. I know this seems like a lot of money, but for collectors of this that might know what it sells for, it usually sells for double or triple that amount. I've seen this go for around $2,000, so I definitely feel like I got it for an absolute steal. As you know, it was originally $500 on the DisneyStore.com, but that was 12 years ago now, and the set was limited only 3,000 copies, so I just feel so lucky to have it in my collection, since, this is definitely, in my opinion, the greatest thing anyone could ever have, and it's certainly the most sought-after collection in Walt Disney home video history. So yeah, I'm just so thankful to have it and in my collection, and I guess it shows you just how big of a Walt Disney Treasures fan I have. I have this and all the 30 volumes individually. But yeah, anyway, enough rambling. Let's take a look at this incredible set. So we have, this is basically like a 2 tin right here, much like the Disney Treasures tin, but it's very, very long, as you can guess, for holding so many discs. So yeah, it says Walt Disney Treasures Premium Collection. We see D23, the official community for Disney fans, and a sketch of Mickey there, which looks very similar to the Brave Little Tailor Mickey. So now it's taking the tin off. Underneath, we get this really, really beautiful book. It's like a book. It has the guide for all the Walt Disney Treasures right there. So as you can see, it looks very similar to the tin right there. It's the same picture of Mickey and everything. Yeah, so this is some nice white pages. I actually do like this right here, since I kind of like this a blank page, since, I could get somebody to sign if I ever get to, like, whenever I do get to see Leonard Maltin again, I'm certainly going to get him to sign, and I really hope I can get to meet some other people that worked on, the series. Like if I could meet any celebrity in the world, it would definitely be Richard Sherman. He contributed to some of these sets. Like, he did a commentary for More Slow Symphonies, which is one of the best reasons to have this set, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But anyway, let's take a look at this disc. So this is what the book looks like right here. So we have, I'll just go through it, and then in a little bit I'll compare how these look to the individual booklets, but this is still an incredible looking set right there. But anyway, there's Mickey Mouse in Black and White Volume 1, which is from Wave 2. Mickey Mouse in Black and White Volume 2 from Wave 4. Mickey Mouse Living Color Volume 1 from Wave 1, so this set is 20 years old today. Mickey Mouse Living Color Volume 2 from Wave 3, which again is the first Walt Disney Treasures I ever got. The Chronological Dawn Volume 1, which is from 2004, Wave 3. The Chronological Dawn Volume 2, which is from Wave 5. The Chronological Dawn Volume 3, which is from Wave 7. The Chronological Dawn Volume 4, which is from Wave 8, and the final animated Walt Disney Treasure set. The Complete Goofy, which is from Wave 2. The Complete Pluto Volume 1, which is from Wave 4. The Complete Pluto Volume 2, which is from Wave 6. The Adventures of Oswald Like Your Rabbit, which is from Wave 7. Silly Symphonies, which is another set that's 20 years old today, from Wave 1. More Silly Symphonies, which is from Wave 6. Disney Rarities, which is from Wave 5. On the Front Row Lines, which is from Wave 3. Behind the Scenes of the Walt Disney Studios, which is from Wave 2. Euros Walt Disney, which is from Wave 6. The Mickey Mouse Club Week 1, which is the entire first week of October 3rd to October 7th, 1955 episodes, from Wave 4. The Hardy Boys, which is from Wave 6. The Mickey Mouse Club Presents Annette, which is from Wave 8. And I just remember this now. This is a Hardy Boys sub-mystery of Applegate Treasure. We unfortunately never did get a set for the Mystery of the Ghost Farm, but I sure wish we did. We had the Adventures of Spin Marty. This is the first season of Spin Marty from Wave 5. We unfortunately did not get seasons 2 or 3. The New Adventures of Spin Marty or Further Adventures of Spin Marty on DVD. Unfortunately, I really wish we did. Here's Davy Crockett from Wave 1. So this is another set that's 20 years old today. Here's Dr. Sin, Scarecrow, Romney Marsh from Wave 8. We have Disneyland USA from Wave 1, so another set that's 20 years old today. The last one of the 4 that we need to get to today. Tomorrowland, which is from Wave 3. And last but not least, we have Disneyland Secret Stories of Magic from Wave 7. So yeah, here's the booklet and the back of it right there. It says, it tells you about the disc replacement for it, but sadly I doubt they have any of the Walt Disney Treasures discs left anymore. At least a couple of the sets in the set I know that they don't, which is part of the reason why I got this. So yeah, give me just a minute and I'll take this incredibly nice book out of here and I'll show you what it looks like in just right now. Okay, so here, alright, so here it is outside of the tin. As you see, this is really, really nice. It's like a book basically. It's just so, this is just so cool right here. Alright, so here's a look at the disc. So this is basically what it's holding. It's like this case right here. Now, it isn't like, no, it isn't really like most DVD binders, but it isn't like you snap them in and out. You used to kind of slide them out like this. And I also just remembered this, is that this set looks a little bit different than for some reason, this set looks a little bit different than the disc right here from Mickey Mouse Black and White Volume 1. They look different than what they do on the actual set, like that you would buy individually when Wave 2 came out. Like, as you can see here, right here, let me get the disc for you. So this is what the disc from specifically the Ultimate Disney Treasure set looks like. I see it has this black bar right here, and this one does not. So this tells me these are completely new discs, which I personally am happy about that, since I think that is a good thing, since, you know, these discs means that they are 2009 pressings, which means that they should last longer than the original disc. Although, you know, I've watched these sets dozens and dozens of times throughout my life, and I've yet to have one disc go bad, thankfully. So, you know, hopefully these will last forever. But, you know, while the content on the, I'll get into this later, but the content on most of these discs are exactly the same as the individual releases. I did notice that some of the labels are slightly different, like Mickey Mouse Black and White Volume 1 right there. But anyway, here's Mickey Mouse Black and White Volume 1, Volume 2, Mickey Mouse Living Color Volume 1. So as you can see, the discs are basically the exact same as the original releases, except for that one exception. Here's Mickey Mouse Living Color Volume 2, again, the first one I got. The Chronological Dawn Volume 1. The Chronological Dawn Volume 2. The Chronological Dawn Volume 3. The Chronological Dawn Volume 4. Now you can see this one looks different from the other sets, but it's like kind of like more holographic, I guess you can say. But, you know, that's what it was like in the original set. That isn't like an exception to this to the premium collection. It had this holographic look to the how it was in Wave 8 as well. The Complete Goofy, The Complete Pluto Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Adventures of Oswald Lucky Rabbit, Slow Symphonies, more Slow Symphonies, which, spoiler alert, we will be looking at both of these discs pretty soon after this. Disney Rarities, Disc 1 and 2, Walt Disney on the Front Lines, which I should mention, when I got to meet Leonard Maltin, I asked him what his favorite Walt Disney Treasures set was. Well, he said that all of them were very special to him, that this was his personal favorite set, for mostly because of how rare this material would have. And I'd have to agree with him. It's pretty surprising this set was actually greenlit to be released. Behind the scenes of the Walt Disney Studios. Your host, Walt Disney. The Mickey Mouse Club Week 1. The Hardy Boys. The Mystery of the Applegate Treasure. Annette. The cereal, of course. The Adventures of Spin and Marty. Davy Crockett. Dr. Sid Scarecrow Harmony Marsh. Disneyland USA. Tomorrowland. And Disneyland Secret Stories of Magic. And I can't remember if I showed you guys this or not, but so this, like, it's kind of like a rubbery material, I would say, but it feels like it'll hold the disc pretty well. And I'll just show you just for the heck of it. Here's what it looks like without the disc in there. So yeah, here's a look at the set and the back of the book, where there's not much to see. And I should also note, here's what it kind of looks like right there. It kind of has like this like little paper feeling thing to hold the disc in. But yeah, this is a very, very, very nice set right here. So yeah, Walt Disney Treasures Premium Collection. I am very, very happy that I have this. Do I prefer this to the individual releases? Well, let's do some comparing to find out. Alright, so before we take a look at how the booklet looks like compared to the booklets in the individual releases, I can't believe that I actually forgot to show you guys this. So this is the back of the set, the paper on here, which is very, very cool and very, very nice. I'll give you a look at it. So it says D23, the official community for Disney fans, and then it has a description of that set. It says, Walt's dreams, imaginations, and innovations have had an incredible impact on pop culture. Now, for the first time ever, prized volumes of the Walt Disney Treasures are here in one very special premium collection. Created especially for the D23 community, this celebration of the magic and the genius of Walt Disney has been produced in a limited edition of only 3,000. It's the ultimate collection for all Disney fans, which I certainly agree with. I certainly think this is a far, far, far better collection of vintage Disney than Disney Plus, and probably already, I'm sure probably always will be, concerning how, you know, we're over 2 years into it and they still have such an incredibly lackluster collection of vintage Disney. But you know what, that's what we're headed for another time. And then anyway, from the rare and seldomly seen cartoons, Oswald Lucky Rabbit, 1927 to 1928, and feature films, Victory Through Rare Power, 1943, which is, you know, reporting to On the Front Lines, to the iconic Disney character cartoons, Steamboat Willie, 1928, to the creation of Disneyland Park, 1955, and the pioneering TV shows like Disneyland, 1954, and serials Davy Crockett, 1954 to 1955. This 54-disc set holds a treasure trove of pure Disney entertainment, which I certainly agree with that. Color in black and white, digitally mastered. First, I find it interesting that it doesn't mention a runtime on here, but you know, you definitely get a lot of content. There's a look at the set right there. Yep. Featuring insightful introductions by film historian Leonard Maltin, a certificate of authenticity, and contents booklet with a collectible tin. This is a timeless collection from generations past to generations to come. Roy Disney signature right there, which this is one of the last things would have had a signature on here. I really miss you, Roy. I really do. We see Mickey right. This is like, that's like basically the same Mickey that was on like most of the Walt Disney Treasure sets, like this one right here. But yeah, we see Mickey right there, and we see a quote from Leonard Maltin. I'm delighted that fans can enjoy this far-reaching survey of Walt Disney's career with so many treasures volumes assembled together for the first time. Yep, love that quote right there. Okay, this is a 2009 DVD. Now, these discs were released from between 2001 to 2008, but this set was piled together in 2009, the first year of D23. See a barcode right there. And yeah, this is a really long-reaching set. As you can see, it starts right here, about 1923, which would be Alice's Wonderland is the oldest thing included in this set. Since none of the laughograms are included in this set, except for that one, which was technically a laughogram. But yeah, that's the oldest thing in the set, and it goes right here to the mid-1960s. Now, if I can nitpick, I should actually go right here to about 2000, as this set does include Mickey's Christmas Carol, The Prince and the Pauper, Runaway Brain, and 10 Donald Duck shorts from Mickey Mouse Works, which were produced between 1983 to 1999, but I stopped right here for some reason, but, a little error, but, this is still really, really, really nice back right here. And then let's take a look at two more inserts. We have right here the Certificate of Authenticity, which I've got to be honest with you, this is a bit of a letdown if I'm being completely honest with you. Now, as you can see right here, it says Limited Edition Certificate of Authenticity. This exclusive 54-disc premium collection is produced in a limited edition of 3,000. This rare material has been selected from the Walt Disney Studios archives and preserved in this special offering. This is to certify that all information and statements contained here are true and correct. The Walt Disney Studios Home Entertainment logo and the D23 logo, and some Mickeys right there. So, this... Alright, now, this looks really cool, right? So why do I think this is a letdown? Well, for all 23 volumes from Walt Disney Treasures Waves 3 to 9, since the first 7 waves from the first 2 waves, the first 7 sets from the first 2 waves had it printed right on the tin. It wasn't until Wave 3 when they replaced it with this. So yeah, this is what a Certificate of Authenticity for the final 7 waves looked like. It had, which this one is from On the Front Lines, which, like I said, I have it signed by Larry Walt, since he told me that this was his favorite one. And as you can see right here, this has 250,000 copies, and it is numbered. Let me repeat that. 250,000 copies. That is 247,000 more copies than this set right here. Yeah, they didn't even number this set. That really does kind of bother me, that this is such a limited set of just 3,000 copies, and they didn't number it, or they could number every single one of the Walt Disney Treasures. Like I said, well, Waves 1 and 2, they didn't have the Certificates of Authenticity. They were still numbered, like as you see here for Mickey Mouse Living Color Volume 1, have 124,130 of 150,000. So yeah, so why couldn't they have numbered this set? And what's even more ironic is if you zoom in right here, you can actually see that it was supposed to be numbered right there. See? Yep, right there. But they didn't end up happening, so, that's kind of an annoyance from this otherwise fantastic set, is that they couldn't even number it for such a low number, but, it is what it is, and it also doesn't have Roy Disney or Leonard Maltin's signature on there for some reason, not really sure why, and, here I'll show you this, and it's kind of small compared to the actual, or, I guess it's the same, is it the same? Oh yeah, it's about the same size as a Certificate of Authenticity, but, don't really know why they couldn't number it. And additionally, the Disney Movie Rewards code is really cool. So it was advertising about what, and the next wave of Walt Disney Treasures was Zora, which, very, 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 very sad this is the final wave, but, they did go out on a bang. They gave us 2. The complete series of Zora, all 78 episodes, beautifully restored. And man, I wish this series would continue. This series had so much potential with these 6 disc sets they could have done. I so wish it could have continued. So they could have done, so many Mickey Mouse Club and Disneyland Walt Disney Presents the Wonderful World of Color series with this. Like, they could have done like a complete Ludwig von Drake set, a complete Texas John Slaughter set, a complete Saga of Andy Burnett. The Swamp Fox and Elphaba complete. Basically just like multiple copies of basically like what Your Host Walt Disney was, but with 6 discs and 6 sets full Mickey Mouse Club episodes. But nope, this was the last wave, unfortunately, which I very, very, very am disappointed about that. But this isn't a wave. This isn't a video to remember what could have been. More videos. So my favorite series of all time on its 20th anniversary. The front is basically the exact same as what every Disney Movie reward code was at the time, but the back is really, really cool because it advertises the 2 Zorro sets right there. So yeah. So anyway, let's look at the final inserts I wanted to show you. Alright, so now I want to compare to you guys the booklet, like basically what you get inside of it. So basically for each of those booklets, you get 1 page of, in this booklet right here for the premium collection, you get 1 page of this book right here from the individual set. So like each set had this like silhouette of Walt and Mickey right here. The only difference is this stayed with the line for all 9 waves. The only difference is that for the Adventures of Oswald, Lucky Rabbit in Wave 7, they had gold coloring instead of silver, as that's what the gold tinted tin was. And for the for the very sadly last two waves Zorro, they were black, as that's what color those tins were too. But basically, you just get one page from each set. As you can see here, like it has this quote from Walt Disney in the Premium Collection was the same quote as this guide, and this little write-up here by Leonard Maltin, which is the same as this guide right here. So unfortunately, when you do get the Premium Collection, you miss a lot of like really cool write-ups and artwork that were included in these just really cool guides. And probably most notable is that you do not get the content listed on each disc. So yeah, you don't get like a short listing or anything, which, you know, that's pretty unfortunate. Like, you know, while this booklet is definitely very, very, very nice, don't get me wrong, you know, I certainly wouldn't be able to ever get rid of the, you know, my individual releases, since, you know, like I said, this is my favorite series of all time, so I couldn't get rid of them anyway. But, you know, these booklets are just so nice. And, you know, in this Premium Collection book, you only get like one page for them each. So yeah, I just want to give you guys a comparison. You know, so while this booklet is definitely incredibly nice, you do miss stuff from the individual sets, most notably the content listing. Incidentally, I just thought of this, is that many Walt Disney Treasures collectors probably know that each set came with this really cool lithograph art in every single one of them, which this one from Mickey Mouse Living Color, which again, this says 20 years old today, contains the band concert, which, a fun fact, this is Leonard Maltin's favorite Disney short. And he said that this and Wabbit Trouble, the Bugs Bunny cartoon, are his two favorite anime shorts of all time. So while you do get the artwork right here in the set, you don't get it like on a separate sheet of paper. And also there's some more write-ups on the back, like some facts that, again, you don't get in the set. So yeah, well, this booklet is, like I said, very, very nice. You do miss some stuff from the individual sets if you just get the Premium Collection on the individual releases. Now, while I did say that most of the discs in the Walt Disney Treasures Premium Collection are pretty much identical to the individual releases in terms of content, there are at least 3 discs that I did check out in the Premium Collection for the near, you know, I spent a lot of time going through this. I've had this set for almost 17 months now, that are very much different discs from if you get the individual releases, unless you're one of the very few people that were fortunate enough to get the replacement discs from Disney when they still had them. The first being Morsel Symphonies, particularly disc 1. It is absolutely night and day difference from how it would appear on the individual release, again, unless you were one of the lucky people that got the corrected disc when Disney still had them, as not only are the shorts in the chronological order the best they could be, as a couple of black and white shorts were on the first Slow 70s volume, but about 13 of them have their title cards recreated as look as authentically as possible as how they would to their original releases in theaters from the 1920s or the early 1930s. I'm definitely going to have to do a comparison video going over the menus from the corrected disc of more Slow Symphonies and from the Premium Collection, and the non-corrected disc, the original pressings they have in the individual set. But it really is just night and day difference in how it's listed, and as well as in title cards. I'm definitely going to do a comparison, but here I'll show you guys an example of what it looks like for a springtime right here. What the title card looks like. Yep, as you can see, they created it to look as authentically as possible how it would look like in its original release. I love that. I love they went through and did that, since, you know, the here I'll skip it so I don't get copyright claim. I'm going to do another video for you guys anyway showing you the comparisons, but, you know, it really is just night and day difference, and I'm so glad that I was able to get this disc, since I think that probably finding the correct disc outside of the Premium Collection would be nearly impossible, since my guess is that most people that knew about the corrected disc when Disney still had them are probably very die-hard Disney fans like myself that would never ever want to sell them or get rid of their replacement discs. They're probably going to keep them for life. So that's, in my opinion, this disc would be very, very, very unlikely to get outside the Premium Collection. So I'm, you know, this honestly, having this corrected disc alone was honestly just worth the price of admission, since, you know, this is my favorite series of all time, and just to see this great volume improve so much. Like, it's hard to pick a top like favorite Walt Disney Treasures, since they're all so well done, but I've got to say more Slow Symphonies would definitely be in my top 5. There's just so many great Disney cartoons are just so rarely seen. Like Hell's Bells, for example, which is the second initial pressing, was the first short on the disc, but on this disc is a corrected version. It's the second in its actual chronological order. According to J.B. Kaufman's book on the Slow Symphonies, this hadn't been seen since its original 1929 release. So yeah, from 1939 all the way up to when this set was released in 2006, that short had not been seen. So yes, things like this is just making me miss the series so much, and that I'm so glad that we have it. Is there's just so many things that we hadn't seen in decades, and seeing how incredibly lackluster Disney Plus's selection of vintage content still is, we sadly might never see again. But yeah, anyway, here's a look at more Slow Symphonies at Squad. I'm going to do a comparison video, but I just wanted to show you guys that it really is just, the difference is really just night and day compared to the original pressing. Not only is this disc absolutely fantastic, that it has the shorts in chronological order, the best they could be, and that it fixes the title cards, but the Merry Dwarfs is probably the best example of how just far out they went and absolutely blowing the original pressings this way. Like I said, I'm going to do a comparison, but I just wanted to show you this and that. Hold on, just wait for it to load. Right, there we go. So yeah, not only did they fix the title card to make it look as authentic as possible to its original release, but if you wait just a few seconds, you'll see that it's less zoomed in as it was in its initial pressing. Like, I'm definitely going to be doing a comparison video, like I said, but I just want to say this is just really, really fantastic. They went all out. So yes, like if you have the initial pressings of more Slow Symphonies, you should compare it to how it looks here, since they really did zoom it out a little bit to give it more of a picture, which is just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, like I said, I really do think that just getting this disc alone, the corrected versions of more Slow Symphonies, this one was honestly just worth the price of admission for the Walt Disney Treasures Premium Collection. Like I said, the Walt Disney Treasures is my favorite series of all time. It's just getting something that I hadn't seen before prior to getting the Premium Collection just blew me away, and just was something that I was just so happy to see. Just the set so much improved. It already was one of my favorite Walt Disney Treasures sets. To see just so well improved just made me so happy. Alright, and then the second of the 3 discs I found to be different from the individual releases was more Slow Symphonies Disc 2. The difference isn't as night and day as the first disc, but they still did make some improvements from the initial pressings that I am happy with. The first being for the Moth and the Flame, one of my absolute favorite Slow Symphonies, one of the most underrated in my opinion, one that I would really love to see restored in HD, but I don't know if that's going to happen, unfortunately. But anyway, here I'll show you guys what I mean by doing a split. Okay, so basically the difference between this version of the Moth and the Flame and the original pressings is it's coming up in just a few seconds, but the end title card is correctly positioned from yep, as you see, like, for the entire thing is correctly positioned in its original aspect ratio. For some reason on the initial pressings, the end title card was, it wasn't fully zoomed into the screen for some reason. It just, I'll have to do a comparison video, since it's kind of hard to explain, but for some reason, like, it didn't fill up the whole screen. Like, it was like, I guess you can say it's kind of like a letterbox in a way, and that it didn't fill up the whole screen until like a couple seconds into the short. So that was something I'm definitely happy that they fixed, since, like I said, it's a great Slow Symphony, definitely one of the most underrated Slow Symphonies in my opinion. Another thing that I really like about Disc 2 that they fixed is that The Night Before Christmas is indeed uncut, and because of this, it was moved from where you would find on the main disc, either in alphabetical or chronological listings, to its place in front of the vault, to it having some, some things that might be considered politically incorrect today. So because of that, and for copyright reasons, I'm not going to show it in this video, but I just wanted to say that if you get the Walt Disney Treasures Premium Collection, you do get The Night Before Christmas uncut, which is a good thing, since I think at this point it might be unlikely that Disney would release that cartoon again, but if they do, I think it would be very unlikely it would be uncut. So yes, very good that we do have The Night Before Christmas uncut and the fixed versions of corrected versions of more Slow Symphonies right there. So just something else I wanted to point out. And lastly, for the 3 of the 54 discs from the Premium Collection I found to be different from the initial pressings, we have the Chronological Donald Volume 4 Disc 1. Now this relates to the short Be On Guard. Now on initial pressings, the last few seconds of the short weren't on there for some reason, but I'll show it to you mute so I don't get copyright claim for Disney. But as you can see on this set right here, it does have the ending completely intact and uncut. I don't know why it was in there on the initial pressing, but thankfully it's fixed in this set. If you do decide to go ahead and get the Premium Collection, you will get this cartoon completely uncut, which that is just absolutely fantastic, and I'm so glad they included the corrected disc in this ultimate near complete collection of the Walt Disney Treasures. Alright, so yeah, this is my look at the absolutely incredible Walt Disney Treasures Premium Collection. I gave you guys a full in-depth look at the packaging. I even showed you 3 of the discs, which are notably different from if you would buy these individually, unless there's a very, very rare chance you get the corrected disc. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to do a more of an in-depth comparison of those 3 discs at some point, but for now, here's what we have. So yeah, overall, this set is absolutely, absolutely incredible, and I'm so glad that we have it. Now, I wouldn't say it's absolutely perfect, though, as, like I said, you don't get, like, all the write-ups by Leonard Maltin that you would get if you buy the individual releases, and there are some things I was hoping they might have fixed in here, but they did not, and one of those is that the 3 Little Pigs, unfortunately, is still the censored version on Silly Symphonies Volume 1. Sadly, they did not fix that like they did, like I think fully did for The Night Before Christmas. Unfortunately, the 3 Little Pigs is still censored in this set. Another thing that I didn't think they would fix, I had hoped they would, is that the black and white Mickey shorts and the Silly Symphonies are still out of order. So you have to, if you want to watch them in chronological order, you have to disc swap between the 2 volumes to see the shorts. So, I wasn't expecting them to fix it, but since I saw like videos of this set online and pictures of it, so I kind of had a feeling that the disc would probably be exactly the same. But it would have been absolutely amazing if they did fix it, but unfortunately they did not. And then the last thing is that unfortunately they dropped the ball yet again, and on Disneyland USA and Euro's Walt Disney, unfortunately the Disneyland 10th anniversary show is still not complete and still missing some minutes of a good chunk of the episode, which was the Tiki Room scene that sadly was not restored for this right here. So yeah, they had they had 4 chances to fix it, but they never did, unfortunately. Oh, and also the Disneyland USA, I checked the disc and that looks to be identical to the original pricing, so the unfortunately still missing some of the Mouseketeer footage too. So unfortunately, some stuff they did fix, like the more Silly Symphonies and Chronological Dawn Volume 4 Disc 1, but some stuff they did not fix. So but overall, I would say that this absolutely was worth the investment, as not only is just an incredibly handsome looking set, just phenomenal looking set, but as someone who is a die-hard fan of this series, like I said, it's my favorite series of all time. I really do think this is what this series, more than anything else, molded me into I am today, and I really don't know if I would have such a deep love for Disney history if it wasn't for this. I kind of really do feel like this series came in my life at the right place at the right time, as I was just about to turn 7 years old when I got into the series, and it just left just such a huge impact on me, more than anything else in my life, honestly, and probably overall, I'm sure. But yeah, I really love this set. Would I recommend this set? Now, would I recommend this set? I would say if you don't have any Walt Disney Treasures right now, or if you only have like less than 10 of them, and you really want to get a complete collection, yes, I would recommend you try to go onto eBay and find this set. As it's just easy. You get 27 volumes one set, and you just have to track down 3 more sets, which is the I'll go back on the Softbox set, which you can probably find that for less than $40 new and probably less than $30 used. And the 2 Zorro sets, which those will cost you a lot of money, but trust me, they are so worth it. They're worth every single penny. Yeah, actually, Zorro was the only sets where I had to pay, excluding this set, of course, were the only Walt Disney Treasures I had to pay more than the original price for. I had to pay about $150 each for each set, but it was absolutely worth every single penny. Every single penny. Since I put them on my wish list for 2009, but I didn't get them priced since they were sold out and limited, due to them being limited edition of only 30,000 copies. But I have them now, so I have the true complete. I'll show, before I sign off, I'll show you guys my complete Walt Disney Treasures collection to show you just how big of a fan I really am of this set. But yes, that's what I'd say. Is that if you have like no Walt Disney Treasures sets, or probably less than 10, I do recommend you get this set. As unless you're like a super diehard fan like me, it's probably very hard to find someone that likes the series as much as I do. But if you do really like the series and want to have as complete as book collection as you could, then I still say go ahead and hunt down the original releases too. As not only is the packaging very nice, but like I said, the booklets, you get some really nice write-ups by Leonard Maltin that you won't get in this set, unfortunately. But yeah, but overall, yes, I am very happy with this set. I would undoubtedly give the set a full 5 out of 5. Yep, I went there. While I am disappointed that it might not have every single write-up by Leonard Maltin and the contents of the disc and the guide, and it's definitely disappointing that they couldn't have included the original versions of The Three Little Pigs and the full Disneyland 10th anniversary episode of The Wonderful World of Color on the set. I am, as well as put the black and white Mickey shorts and the Silly Symphonies in chronological order. I overall am very, 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 very happy with the set. And, I also love that, just like when I met Leonard Maltin in November 2019, one of the things I asked him was what his favorite Walt Disney Treasure set was. And he said that, just choosing one is hard, which, because they're all so special, which, I can't blame them. They really, really are. But now, whenever someone asks me what my absolute favorite item in my absolutely massive collection of Disney merchandise have, I can say that without doubt, this right here is my favorite thing that I own. It has just it's a near complete collection of my favorite series of all time. I absolutely love this thing, and I'm so glad that after nearly 11 years looking for it, I have it. And just happy 20th anniversary of the Walt Disney Treasures. You are just my favorite thing in the whole entire, just my favorite thing I own. And it's just, the series just has such a big impact on my life, and I'm just so happy that I have it. And I really do think that for my love for Disney history, and I just owe it all to this guy right here, Leonard Maltin. And I'm so glad that for all the incredible work you've done in my life, that I've got to meet you, and I hope I can get to see you again one day. Oh, and last thing just occurred to me is that if you want to see, like, in comparison to, like, a tin, like, about how big it is, there you go. Like, here's, like, a tin right there. And let's see how the logos look right there. So, yeah, as you can see, it looks like it's a little bit bigger on the premium collection than on an individual set. So, yes, here's a look at the Walt Disney Treasures premium collection right here. And as I promised before I sign off, I will show you guys a look at my complete Walt Disney Treasures collection. So this, of course, includes this, all the individual releases, and some more things that I have that you might not even know about unless you're a super big fan of the series like I am. Alright, so before I sign off, as I promised, here's basically my entire Walt Disney Treasures collection. As you can see, I have all 30 sets right there from Wave 1, beginning with Best Living Color, all the way right up there, all the way to Wave 9 was Zorro the Complete Second Season down there. Then you see I have the Ultimate Disney Treasures chest. I have the premium collection, which just showed you. I have my signed copy of On the Front Lines right there. So yeah, there it is outside of the tin, which I have up there. Just took it out so you can see the Leonard Maltin's drawn it. I have the 2 comics collections. I have Leonard Maltin's new book, Star Trek, which he talked about the Walt Disney Treasure in there. I have this poster, which is 20 years old now, which is, as you see, it says Bang On Video and Disc DVD 2001. So I guess the series was planned to come out on VHS, and at first it didn't end up happening. And they have Leonard Maltin's Disney films right there. So yeah, this is my complete collection right there. I am very, very, very proud of this. I just realized I technically have the first 2 waves 3 times. I have the tins up there. I have them the Ultimate Disney Treasures chest, and I have them the premium collection. But so I'm very, very, very proud of this collection. I'm very happy to have it. So yes, if you guys watch this entire video, thank you so much for watching this, where I rambled on about this amazing collectible right here, the Walt Disney Treasures premium collection. Please comment down below if you happen to be one of the 2,999 or less people that also have a copy of the Walt Disney Treasures premium collection, or if you have any of the 30 sets right here individually. And if you have a personal favorite one, if I had to choose some favorites, there's a ton of questions online. Like, I really like the Complete Goofy. I like the Chronological Donald sets. I like more Silly Symphonies, or having some of the rare shorts. I love the 2 Zorro sets. I love the first week of the Mickey Mouse Club. Yeah, I really love pretty much all of them. There, I definitely like some more than others. Like, if I had to pick a least favorite, Your Host Walt Disney, I don't like that. That A, it repeats 2 episodes that are already available on DVD, and B, I don't like that it, like I mentioned, it repeats an episode that was edited on a DVD, and then guess what? It's edited on this DVD again. Like, why do that? And I'm also disappointed in this set right here, the Ophidian and the Swamp Fox set, since I don't like this, just has 3 episodes of each show. One should have, I wish they would have done it like David Crock, where I had the complete series both show, all 8 episodes of Swamp Fox and all 10 episodes of Rebecca. But anyway, yeah, this, like I said, is my favorite series of all time, and no way can I let the 20th anniversary of my favorite series of all time go by a day without making this video. So yeah, a very lengthy video, which I guess, like, how much I rambled on about the series in this video, along with, like, all this right here, just doesn't show how much I love this series, and I honestly don't know what does. So yeah, if you made this far, please comment down below if you have any of these, like, which one is your favorite. Are there any that you mourn that you never released? Because I certainly do. I sure do wish we would have gotten seasons 2 and 3 of Spin Marty, Hardy Boys 2, a second week at the Mickey Mouse Club to, at the very least, complete the What I Want to Be cereal. I wish you would have gotten Texas John Slaughter, Gallagher, Ludwig von Drake set of people in places. That there's just line had so much more potential, and I wish I could have kept going. But like I said, I'm very happy that we got 30 volumes, 68 discs, full of Walt Disney Treasures goodness right here. And it's 20th anniversary today, and I'm sure that 20 years from now, I'll still be watching these sets, and they'll still be my absolute favorite thing in my entire collection. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I can't think of a better way to sign off than without showing you guys this, the original promo for the series, which is 20 years old now, but still my favorite promo 20 years later. So take care everyone, enjoy this promo. It's my way to saying happy 20th anniversary to my favorite series of all time.
This was the world of Walt Disney. From here, he reached out to touch us with his spirit, inspire us with his imagination, excite and entertain us with his vision. Now, in the year he would have celebrated his 100th birthday, Walt Disney's spirit continues to captivate us. His legacy endures in a very special collection. I'm proud to be your host for Walt Disney Treasures.
An all-new collection of 4 limited editions, each individually numbered. Enjoy the fun-filled antics of Silly Symphonies and Mickey Mouse in living color. Take a nostalgic tour of Disneyland, USA, and journey into the wilderness with legendary frontiersman Davy Crockett.
Let Walt Disney share his vision and his greatest treasures with you.
Walt Disney Treasures, exclusively on Disney DVD.